I've been asked that question a lot lately. How do you have time to host the Tutti Flute Academy? I think the reason for it, the impetus for it, was kind of a response to the National Flute Association convention in Washington, D.C. I had come back from that, and I was on the airplane. I kind of had an epiphany. It just hit me. It was like, it's time. It's time to do something online, very different from the NFA. But the objective, what the Tutti Flute Academy is all about, is basically 25 one-hour induced documentary films. These are more than podcasts. They're like Ken Burns documentaries on 25 of the most popular flute players, and on topics that are truly, I think, very vital, very practical. So the idea to create this online experience is to provide hope and inspiration for young flute players all over the world that want to know how to get into the Hollywood recording industry. How do you create a tour using Google or social media? How do you build a flute community anywhere in the world? Strategies and tips. So there are tremendous takeaways and knowledge based on these interviews and how they're all stylized. And all the interviews start the same. You're going to hear me say, where were you born? Were you significant in your youth? Did you happen to be a child prodigy or a savant? Or were you just a normal, regular, person with normal skills that rose to the top with sheer hard work? What was your formal education? And finally, that ubiquitous moment that we all face when we look into that mirror and ask, now what? What do I do to pay my fixed and variable costs with all this time, the years of practice, the money invested in my education? How do I create this life and fulfill the liberty of self-expression in the arts? So that's when the interview becomes really fun, because there are just so many different stories. But there are ubiquitous themes that run throughout that establish a type of success formula, which I will share with everyone at the very end of the academy, the summit ending. I will provide a PDF with everything I've learned in codified bullet points that are universal themes that every one of these flute players have followed. So you know that in order to succeed, this criteria, if you follow it, you have a much better chance. And I feel that I'm qualified to be a host. I started out very fortunate working with Henry Mancini. Yes, brought me out to California. I won his film scholarship, and I started out as a CBS composer in Hollywood, working for movies like Dallas and Knots Landing and Paradise, and getting an Emmy nomination in 1987 for Paradise. But I had a chance to work with Neil Hefti, the author of the Odd Couple theme and the Batman television theme in the '60s, and countless #1 hits for Count Basie. I worked with Frank Zappa. I worked with such people as Julie Andrews and Barbra Streisand. I worked with Linda Hamilton, Wes Studi, and Ron Perlman. So I've had a chance to study super successful people, and I've always been curious about success. On the other hand, I've worked as an executive vice president at Manufacturers Commercial Bank, and I financed many successful people in what we call the middle market. These are the manufacturers and the wholesalers, importers, exporters of product here in the state of California. So I've seen it on both sides of the fence. I've either worked with successful people as an artist, or I finance successful people as a banker. And the net result has been this tremendous passion to put on this academy to help inspire young people that they have a fighting chance. Now, social media has given us all a fighting chance, per se. I think success, the meaning of success, the definition of success maybe has changed. I know in my generation, we all kind of associated with success with big record deals and big publishers representing us, and vacation homes, and 50 pairs of Italian shoes. And I think today, the millennials today in social media, it's like if you can just grow your social media base and get 3% of that base buying your CDs and going to your concerts and teaching, you can create a nice little lifestyle for yourself and kind of control it. But of course, what's happened today is the musician has now have to wear many, many hats. I mean, we're really taxed. And trust me, I know from interviewing all these flute players just how busy their lifestyles can be. So the Tutti Academy, I pray that it will be something that, again, a huge shift from the convention where you have to fly and pay the hotel costs, pay the air flight, for the food, which is increasingly expensive, and from the privacy of your home now. For $10 regular membership or $40 VIP, you can enjoy hearing and being educated by 25 one-hour documentary films. And if we're successful, we pray that we'll be able to do it in years to come.